Well, after a dominating win, a Connor Brown goal, another Zach Hyman hat trick, as the Oilers dominated the Washington Capitals to start off their homestand. They are now 5-1-1 in their last 7, as they have a couple days off here to prepare for one of their toughest challenges in March, as the Colorado Avalanche are in town tomorrow night to take on the Oilers at Rogers Place. And let's talk about Zach Hyman. But before we talk about him, if you're new to the channel, like anything Oilers, NHL, or MLB related, we do both sports here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are 244 away from our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for all the support. Now let's get into this. Zach Hyman, 4th hat trick of the season against Washington. A goal that he wasn't sure if he tipped or not. They did deem that he tipped it off of a rocket from Evan Bouchard. And 4 hat tricks this season, 46 goals. There's no doubt in my mind Zach Hyman scoring 50 with some of the leftover games here we have left in the season and some of the teams that Zach Hyman should score against. But the bigger question is, can he catch former teammate Auston Matthews in goals? As a couple of years ago, Kyle Dubas said, hey, we're not signing Zach Hyman. We're going to run with Michael Bunting and Alex Carefoot. Look where those guys wound up and where they are now. Kind of looks like a bad idea on Kyle Dubas' part. And Zach Hyman said, hey, you don't want me? I'm going to your biggest rivals, the best Canadian team there is, the Edmonton Oilers, and I'm going to go prove that I'm worth the money I'm asking. And Zach Hyman, year after year with this Oilers team, has been making strides. He plays with the best player in the world. And the thing is about Zach Hyman, only, I think, 23 of his goals have been assisted by Connor McDavid. He gives a workman-like performance game in, game out, and he is always creating his own chances as well. So to see that and whatnot, it's just remarkable to see how Zach Hyman has turned out for the Edmonton Oilers. And now we talk about kind of Auston Matthews and Zach Hyman. Hyman is 9 goals behind Matthews here this year. I'm just going to see how many games they have left, as Hyman's played 63 and Matthews played 64. So a game in hand on Auston Matthews, Zach Hyman has to make 9 up. Over the last 13 games, though, Zach Hyman has 14 goals. Auston Matthews only has 10. When it comes to Auston Matthews, he likes to score in bunches. It's been how he has been over the course of his career. Usually, if he scores one game, he's getting another 1 or 2 on top of that, where Zach Hyman's kind of just a goal per game, gets the odd hat trick, and is a pure in front of the net goal scorer. I call him the modern day Ryan Smith, because he has the workman-like performance as Ryan Smith. It gets to the greasy areas, has a better shot because he doesn't use a wood stick like Smitty did, but he is pretty much the modern day Ryan Smith of the Edmonton Oilers, and we love to see it from Zach Hyman, who, you get a game in hand, so let's say he scores 1 in that. You're only down by 8 goals. Zach Hyman right now is on pace to catch up to Auston Matthews, as Matthews is kind of sliding down the goal scoring chart here a little bit. Not a lot, but in the last 5 games he only has 2 goals, where Zach Hyman in the last 5 games has 4. So if Hyman keeps up this streak and Auston Matthews for some reason keeps going down this cold streak, Zach Hyman could realistically win the goal scoring title and be his first. It's going to be his first 50-goal season for the Edmonton Oilers and of his career. And what can we say about Zach Hyman? It's been a treat to watch him. This is probably the best manager signing from Ken Holland that he's ever done. I think, you could put the Ekholm trade up with Hyman here, but this Hyman move was phenomenal. And there's so many things you can say about Zach Hyman that I can't put in this video. He is a perfect fit for Connor McDavid. He plays hockey the right way. Yes, if you call all his goals he had back earlier in the season, he'd probably be tied with Matthews right now, let's be honest. But that's the way he plays. He gets to the greasy areas, the dirty areas. He fights for that, and it's great to see. So, realistically, I think he could catch Auston Matthews in goal scoring as we look at the schedule. So tomorrow night, they play the Avalanche. Tuesday, so another 2 days off. So they're getting a couple breaks here in between games. As Tuesday they play Montreal, Buffalo, then they're in Toronto, then for a doubleheader, and then Senators the next day. Then they're in Winnipeg, they play the Kings. So they play the Canadiens, Sabres, Senators, Ducks. They play the Blues, they play the Flames, they play the Coyotes, they play the Sharks. So they play the Coyotes 2 times, the Avalanche. They play Avalanche 3 times, I believe I've seen. Possibly 2 times. I think it's 3 times. I can't see this here. Yeah, 3 times. So they play the Avalanche 3 times. They play the Flames 1 more time. Canucks 1 more time. Against the Coyotes, the Sharks, the Ducks, the Blues, the Senators, the Canadiens, the Sabres, Zach Hyman can easily score 2 goals against those teams. So it's going to be a fun ride as Zach Hyman's trying to catch former teammate Auston Matthews. And I believe Zach Hyman can catch Auston Matthews and possibly win the goal-scoring title this year. That's something I'm going to be rooting for the rest of the season as the Oilers make their way into the playoffs. Get Zach Hyman the goal-scoring title for this year. Have him hit 60. Realistically, in those games, there's, 19 games left? He can score 14 goals. He can hit the 60-goal mark. I think that's what all Oilers fans would like to see, is Zach Hyman hit that 60-goal mark. But that's it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Gillis TV. Have a good one.